Hi, I'm Dr. Kelly Zimmerman, and this is Bug Basics. This is a series for people who've never taken an entomology class, but have always been a little bit curious about the six-legged world running the show right under our feet. We're starting from zero, so don't worry, no jargon without explanation, and no assuming you remember anything from ninth grade biology. If you've ever wondered what it actually means to be an insect, as opposed to a bug, or a creepy crawly, or whatever you want to call it, today's episode is where we answer that, for good. Here's the thing. In everyday language, a bug means almost anything small that moves in a way that startles us. Spiders get called bugs, so do pill bugs, centipedes, even earthworms sometimes. And technically, entomologists even use the term true bug to mean one very specific group of insects, which we'll get to in a later episode, so file that away. But scientifically, insect is not a vibe. It's a precise category with a checklist. And once you know the checklist, you can apply it to anything you find in your yard, your kitchen, on a hike. So let's build the checklist from scratch. Every insect body is built from three sections, and this is rule number one: head, thorax, abdomen. The head is exactly what you'd guess. It's where the eyes, antennae, and mouth parts live. This is the sensing and eating of the animal. The thorax is the middle section, and it's the powerhouse. This is where the legs attach, and if the insect has wings, this is where those attach too. Think of the thorax as the engine room. The abdomen is the back section. This is where you'll find the digestive system, the reproductive organs, and in most insects, the breathing structures, which we'll get into in episode 5, because it's genuinely one of the weirdest things to know about insects. Rule number 2, and honestly the fastest field test there is: insects have 6 legs. Always 6. Not 4, not 8, not 14, 6. 3 pairs, all attached to that thorax we just talked about. Spiders have 8 legs. Pillbugs, which are actually crustaceans, not insects at all, have 14 legs. Centipedes have, well, a lot, and it varies by species, but it's never 6 unless it's a centipede juvenile. But that's a whole nother story. So if you're standing in your yard looking at something and you can count exactly 6 legs, you're most of the way to a confident yes that it's an insect. 2 more quick pieces to round out the definition. First, insects wear their skeleton on the outside. It's called an exoskeleton, and it's made of a material called chitin. Hard, protective, and the reason insects can look almost like they're wearing armor. We're going to spend an entire episode on this next, because it explains a lot about the insect size, growth, and even why they molt. Second, insects have antennae, a single pair used for smell, touch, and sometimes even sound. Spiders don't have antennae at all. Pillbugs do have antennae, which is one of the only insect-like traits they share, which is exactly why people mistake them all the time for insects. Okay, now it's time to try it yourself. Let's run the checklist on something you've definitely seen: an ant. 3 body segments? Yes. You can actually see the waist between the thorax and the abdomen really clearly on an ant, which is one of the things that makes them easy to identify. 6 legs? Yes. As we've already said, always 6, all attached to that middle segment. Exoskeleton? Check. That's the shiny, hard look ants have. Antennae? Yup. And if you look closely, ant antennae are actually bent, almost like an elbow, which is its own fun fact for another day. 4 for 4, ant, officially, unambiguously an insect. Try this next time you're outside. Pick something small and moving and run it through the checklist. You'll be surprised how fast it becomes automatic. So here's your takeaway from today. An insect is defined by 4 things: a 3-part body, a head, thorax, and abdomen, 6 legs, an exoskeleton, and 1 pair of antennae. Get all 4 and you've got an insect. Miss even 1 and you're looking at something else: a spider, a crustacean, a myriapod. All fascinating in their own right, and all things we'll get to later in this series. Next episode, we're going deeper on exoskeletons, because wearing your skeleton inside out comes with some strange trade-offs, including why there is a hard upper limit on how big an insect can actually get. If you've ever wondered why you'll never see a dog-sized beetle, that's next. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching.